at WILX, because earlier this month we brought you the story of a local therapeutic program offered to veterans through beekeeping. So today for our station's You're Not Alone campaign, which is of course focusing on mental health, Heroes to Hives reminds us that even in their darkest moments, our local veterans are not alone, and that there's people right here who can help.
And one of those people is a veteran who's dedicated his life to doing just that. And Claudia's here with us in the studio, and she's going to share a story.
Yeah, so the funny thing is that if you asked veteran Gary Brown 20 years ago where he thought he'd be today, he probably would not have said or guessed master beekeeper. But beekeeping changed his life, and that's why he became a part of Heroes to Hives. Take a look.
There's an old thing about beekeepers of talking to the bees. A beekeeper would go out and tell his whole life story. He would tell all the secrets to the bees. I like to sit out here, but at my home where I have my bees, and I'm sitting out there all day long watching. It's just an enjoyment, a relaxation is what it really turns out to be. And it is a lot of work, but it's also a lot of fun. And if you look right there, you can see the heat. That is the cluster.
Veteran Gary Brown's mornings start bright and early out with the bees. As the mornings get colder, he's checking how they're holding up inside the hives. It's a step Gary can't skip.
This is what a beekeeper has to do, whether they like it or not.
But Gary does like it. In fact, he loves every minute of it.
Beekeeping will change your life. I am a disabled vet. I'm a 60% retired U.S. Army veteran. I had 21 years in the Army, and I never thought I'd be a beekeeper.
Not only is Gary master beekeeper, he's a teacher for Heroes to Hives.
Heroes to Hives was founded right after World War I. It was designed by them trying to find out, what are we going to do with all of our disabled veterans? We got to find a way for them to make a living. So they taught them beekeeping.
Heroes to Hives is a hands-on therapeutic program through Michigan Food and Farming Systems. The program touches on financial and personal wellness of veterans through training and team building. And it's all centered around beekeeping.
Gary became a beekeeper, I think, in 2017, and he brought this program to our post right away.
We started this program up because we saw a need. Traumatic syndrome happens to anybody. Something that happened that just scared the daylights out of you can cause PTSD. Your mind is constantly in that state of awareness of this tragedy. This program, when it comes into you as a new person into beekeeping, it brings your mind into a different realm.
Not every veteran has PTSD, but every veteran has some issue, and every veteran has moments in their life, right? And so for us to be able to be here for our veterans in our community, in particular those veterans that have served on foreign soil or combat veterans.
Gary says that beekeeping forces veterans to slow down and think about what they're doing.
It kind of changes the channels, right? You get in and you're doing a task and you're working on something that has meaning and purpose, and it kind of gets your mind off of what you might be dwelling on.
And it changes you into honeybee thinking.
Having been the post commander for Charlotte's VFW post the past 3 years, David Eddy has seen how the program's grown and how it continues to open the door to a never-ending world of learning for more veterans every year.
We're uniquely positioned in our geographic location to support the national home, and now Gary has been able to do that with the Heroes to Hives program. Of course, it's great for the post, but what it's really great for is the community and the veterans in our communities.
And Gary says he'll keep teaching because he sees how it's changing lives, just like it changed his.
And the farther we can spread that net, the better it is for all of us to be able to help each other and lift each other up and give one another something that is tangible and makes them feel like they've accomplished something.
I have a lot of students in this course that are PTSD, and it helped them. It brings them out of their little bubble.
And Gary says once you're out of that bubble, it's easier to see you're never alone. It's such an incredible program, and Gary is such an incredible person. You can truly, his face just lights up when he's talking about beekeeping. And I actually wanted to point out that white box both of them were working on is a beehive that Gary designed for veterans in wheelchairs. So anybody, any veteran in the area can join the program, and that's so impressive. So it's a great program that veterans can get involved in today because registration is open.
Oh, perfect. Well, thank you so much, Claudia, for sharing and reminding everyone that they are not alone. And you can sign up right now through Heroes to Hives. Through the program, veterans will have online and in-person training and, of course, certification completion.
And registration for the 9-month course, again, has just opened, and we'll have that information online after the show.
That's right, but we are just getting started on our